And I believe we are live. So, hello, everybody, and happy Monday from the Albuquerque Hispano Chamber, our partners with Square Inc. up in the Bay Area. Happy Monday to Ahmed and Aaron up in San Francisco. Hope you guys are staying well. And as always, we appreciate your support of the Albuquerque Hispano Chamber and all of the small businesses in our country right now that desperately need you and your services. So, thank you. Also want to give a big shout out to our team and our friends, our very new found family friends, the team at New Mexico Tech, the little elves behind the scene. I like to call them our little Wizard of Oz's because they're behind the curtain and you don't really see them, but when the world crashes, they are there to pick it up. So to Liam and Shay and the whole team, Carlos Romero at New Mexico Tech, we thank you guys so much. And for your partnership, we appreciate it. And we look forward to continuing this project. So here at the Albuquerque Hispano Chamber a while back. It's been about a month or so. We started putting our brains together like most of you small business owners have had to do over and during this COVID season, if you will. And hopefully that's what it is and that it passes and we get to move on and get back to whatever our new normal may be. But we started a little program called Hispano Helps, and we sent out a survey, and that survey was to all of our business members as well as the community to try to help us figure out what it is that we are trying to accomplish and how can we help small businesses during this time. And a lot of that survey came back to us with everything from disaster relief loans and how do I do unemployment and insurance and taxes and, you know, what are different industries that are being affected. And so we've taken all of that information and put it into this webinar series that goes through the end of this week with all kinds of different topics. So this week we'll be tackling marketing during COVID. We'll be tackling cybersecurity during COVID, a couple of different things. But today, one of those topics was insurance of all kinds, the benefit of having benefits during and after COVID-19. And so that survey is still open and available, and we're still using that data to help us drive into the future and what we need to do here at the Chamber to be helping small business in the community. So you can find that survey at our website, which is ahcnm.org, and it's on the main page. It's also on our COVID page right at the top. You can click it. You can also find a recap of all of our webinars on that COVID link. When the link drops down, it says Small Business Webinar Series. Click on that. You can see all of the ones that we've done in the past, about 10 or so now. And then also you can find the survey at the top of our Facebook page. It's pinned to the very, very top. So we please encourage you guys to get on there and complete that survey. 5 questions, 5 minutes, and we'll appreciate it. Really helps us out. So all of the housekeeping out of the way, I'm so excited. We have such a great panel today. And one of the questions that came to us more than once was insurance. And sometimes it's insurance for the employer, sometimes it's insurance for the employees, but there's all sorts of insurance that affect us. And so today we have a very diverse panel covering different topics for us. We're going to talk about health insurance and the importance of that. And we're going to talk about life insurance and the real importance of that. I think that is a business that is continuing to stay moving during this COVID time. And we're also going to talk about employer benefit insurance, because that is something that's super important, especially right now. So in no particular order, we're excited that we have pulled together this really great team to share with you guys. Now, we're going to be taking questions during this live chat, but we're also taking questions after. So if you guys watch this later, you have a question, let us know. We'll make sure that the experts get that question and get it answered for you. So I'd like to introduce Ansel Lane, who is with Be Well New Mexico, who is a new member, new member of the Chamber. So we're excited to have you guys. But we've done a lot of partnering and different projects with you guys in the past, so we're super excited. We also have Heidi Harms with us. She's down there in the corner. Hi, Heidi, who is with Lorraine Chavez Insurance. So we're excited to have her on. We also have Luis Sanchez, who is with Allstate Insurance, all kinds of different insurance, obviously, and also our Small Business of the Year. So, Louis, we're excited to have you. And then I'm really excited to introduce JP Espinosa, who is not just a friend, but also a member of the board here at the Albuquerque Hispano Chamber, representing New York Life. So, JP, if you will start us off, tell us a little bit about you and your company and what you do, and then share with us a little bit about, wow, life insurance right now. That's got to be crazy. So we're going to start with you.
Yeah, thanks so much, Shannon. And number one, we have a great panel of esteemed guests, panelists, and so it's just an honor to be here with everyone on this chat. You know, a little bit about New York Life. You know, just past Sunday, we celebrated our 175th year of continuous business, and so New York Life was been around since 1845, and throughout the 175 years, it's really cool to see how New York Life has played a huge part in the tapestry of American history. And really what that tells us is that during the Civil War, we were paying death claims. During World War I, the Great Depression, World War II, we were there for Americans. It was we were there to hold up the families that were impacted by 9/11, and we helped guarantee and secure people's retirement during the financial crisis of 2008. One of the things that New York Life is doing is we recently just released a new campaign that we call the Braveheart Fund. And we've donated $25 million to this fund that really supports those healthcare workers who've lost their life, that we can take care of their children through college education and whatnot. And so New York Life has really stepped up to the plate to really respond to the current need that we're in. But, life insurance plays such a critical role in a person's financial plan. And right now, I think this is a really great time where most people are saying, what does my life insurance look like? And will it be there when I need it the most? And this is a great discussion. So I'll be more than happy to stand by and answer any questions on how life insurance plays a role during a crisis that we're in. So thanks so much, Shannon, for allowing me to introduce myself.
Louis, let me have you introduce yourself.
Hi, Shannon. How are you doing? Luis Sanchez. Just a little bit about me. I've been an insurance agent for 4 years, and most people know me because I drive around in the Allstate Jeep. Can you hear me okay? And just wanted to make sure, a little bit about me, my background. Got 26 years of law enforcement experience. I actually retired from the Albuquerque Police Department, so I've got quite a long history of service to the community, and it's really been an inspiration being able to go from one service industry into another and continue to help some folks. Some of the things that Allstate's doing right now is that we're actually doing what's called a shelter-in-place benefit. So any Allstate insurance customer right now is actually receiving 15% off of their auto policy this month, and they will be receiving 15% off their auto policy next month. And what's going on is we're actually just putting it right into the account that pays the insurance. So that way, in case you need that money, it's going to be there for you. Like I said, we are actively trying to help the community with different things. I know all of the agents everywhere across the United States are really engaged in making sure that each of their customers are taken care of. We also have a special payment plan, and the special payment plan is actually helping out in case you can't make the payment on time. We're actually going to defer those payments for any customers that need it and give them time to make those payments as well.
Thank you so much, Louis. Obviously, between New York Life so far and Allstate, you guys are really doing a lot out there in the community, and we appreciate that. And we'll be chatting with you guys here in just a minute. So I'm going to swing over to Ansel, who is with Be Well. And Ansel, if you can introduce yourself.
Hi there. Yeah, I'm Ansel Lane. I'm with Be Well NM. I'm the Small Business Outreach Director over there. So, before this whole COVID-19 situation, I was traveling all around the state of New Mexico. My goal was all 33 counties. I would get in, visit, do presentations, meet with small business owners, and let them know about the things that have changed in the health insurance game. Since they started. I mean, things seem to always be evolving and changing. It's a whole universe to digest. And, a lot of people don't know because it's not out there. It's not something that is really piquing the interest of a lot of people. So getting that information on the front of mind of a lot of people can really help a lot of businesses and help get New Mexicans covered.
Awesome. Thank you, Ansel. And Heidi, we've reached out to get your name changed because you're not Ansel too. But if you can share with us who you are and who you're with and what you guys do. Heidi, you're on mute. I think you're on mute.
I am on mute. Thank you. Heidi Harness. I am an independent employee benefits specialist. I currently am partnering. So the reason why you're seeing me under Ansel is our agency is partnering with Be Well, New Mexico, to help those small business owners, whether they don't have health insurance or they may have health insurance, and it's just, it's an opportunity for us to come in and really dive deep into their benefits platform, make sure it's the right platform for them. We support local business, small business, large business, so individuals. So we're super happy to be here and be partnering with them as well.
So JP, let's go ahead and start with you. What I think is really awesome is we've had several questions, which are pretty basic questions, but tell us a little bit about, just to understand the dynamic, a little bit about pre-COVID, where, you saw the life insurance industry going. What have you seen the last 6 weeks or so? And then let's share with what we need to be looking into in the future, some little maybe some bullet points that I think people can walk away with. If you don't already have life insurance, should you be upping it? All that good stuff. So we're going to start with you.
Yeah, so we saw an uptick in people saying, hey, I really want to review my life insurance policy or maybe implement a life insurance policy post-COVID. I think what happens, pre-COVID, people were concerned and they always knew they had something, but we use a concept called the junk drawer, where most people put their benefits, their insurance, their saving strategy into this junk drawer, and most people really don't know what they have because it's kind of stuffed away, if you would. But it's when you only really know what you have until you need it, and that's what planning is all about. And so I think what happened when COVID hit, people started going to their financial junk drawer and say, what do I have? How does my health insurance work? What's going on with my investments? Because my investments took a bath in the stock market. And then lastly, what happened to my life insurance policy? If I were to contract COVID, will my family be taken care of? And I saw a mass rush of people rush to responsibility. They wanted to take care of their families. And, and that really just goes to show the New Mexico fabric that, that we are family first in New Mexico, and we believe in family first in this state. And it's really evident, in terms of life insurance life insurance is such a dynamic instrument. It can be used in so many different fashions. And I think depending on the type of policy that people have, life insurance can be used as an emergency savings through cash value, or you can use it in the event if you did contract COVID and you found yourself in a bad position. You can even access the death benefit if your life was actually even threatened by this through we call the accelerated death benefit rider. And so whether you're utilizing the disability waiver premium, whether you're using the accelerated death benefit rider, whether you're using the cash values to sustain your lifestyle during this time, life insurance is extremely dynamic. Kind of moving to answer your question about the bullet points, what should people consider? That's really depending upon your goals. What is it that you want your future goals to really look like? And if you want security and you want to make sure that your family's taken care of, life insurance probably should be reviewed. What policy is right for you? That's a really tough question. That's really more of an individual one-on-one conversation. But to take a look at, am I covered for what I'm worth? I think that's the gross understanding that most people don't realize, is that they're not properly covered. And to do a proper assessment of what we call your human capital, what you're worth to your family financially, that's where it really starts. And so if you took time to do that, that really kind of sets the trends on how I should protect my family. So hopefully that was able to answer your question, Shannon.
So I think, I think that's great. Here's a question that has come in. So there's people out there who are obviously either have had their income cut or they are unemployed at the time. But what would be, nobody's holding you to this because this would be a tough question to answer, but what could somebody get a life insurance policy for to get started? Just a small policy to get them going to cover maybe unexpected expenses in the case of somebody passing, just to give them an idea.
Yeah, so that's a great question. We were recently working with a client, in fact, last week, and this was exactly the situation. The client was unemployed, but they felt that they lost their job rather, due to this crisis. And they were saying, but I still got to protect my family because I lost my benefits at work. And so we were able to give this person was like 33 years old, female. For $100,000, we're able to implement like a policy for like $9.72 a month. And so whether it's a term insurance policy, it doesn't have to be expensive. And so when she realized that this was only going to cost like $9 to $10 a month, I think she was pleasantly surprised, because now she can have the added security that her family desired for her family, and she can implement this strategy to make sure her family's taken care of.
Well, thank you, JP. That's like really exciting news for, I think, a lot of people out there that are right now not sure what to do, but that need a policy now more than ever. So before we end this webinar, we're going to get everybody's information, but I appreciate that, JP. Let's, Louis, I'm going to have you jump in here. One thing that we've partnered with you quite well on has been employee benefits. And on the flip side of the individual that I was talking with JP about, on this side, we have small business owners going, wow, now more than ever, I need to offer something to my employees. I'm a small business. I don't offer medical insurance, and we'll get to that in just a bit with BeWell, but I know that you guys have some really great employer benefit packages. So can you share that with us and maybe break that down to just what a small business could start with on the cost side?
Yeah, real quick. Basically, what I can do is I can go over everything, and then later on in the presentation, if you give me a little chance to give you an example. But I'm just going to kind of just go over basically what we offer at the agency, and then go right into the benefits. So at the Allstate Louis Sanchez Agency, our primary goal is to help each and every customer be protected through any of life's uncertainties. We offer auto insurance, homeowners insurance, rental insurance, motorcycle insurance, life insurance, financial planning. But today what we want to do is we want to really, really work on helping any employers or employees as well in reference to the benefits. What we have is we have supplemental benefits, or sometimes they're referred to as voluntary benefits. And basically what that is we offer benefits that there's no cost to the employee. So how we help the employer is, first point is zero cost to the employer, and it's through payroll deductions. And then also the other way it's going to help the employer is policies are done through pre-tax deductions, saving the employer dollars while providing benefits and retention to their industry, to their business. And we can also do virtual enrollments in reference to benefits. And then how these benefits, how they help employees. We have specific peril policies. We have accident, disability, critical incident, critical illness, cancer, and life insurance as well, for very, 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 very low cost. Another thing about these products is that they're guaranteed issue, no blood, no urine, or medical exam is required. Also, these policies are 100% portable. That means if the employer or the employee decides he wants to leave that employer, he can actually take those benefits without extra cost, which is extremely, extremely beneficial to them. And we also have the spouse coverage for up to age 26. Spouse-child coverage for up to age 26 on the child. So you can even take care of a child as they go through college under these things as well. And don't forget that each and every employer is also an employee. So these benefits actually go through. So I could, if you want, I could give you kind of an example of cost at this point.
Yeah, why don't you? Because I know that that'll be everybody wants to know about cost these days, guys. Right now,
Yeah.
money's a big thing, and so they want to know what they're looking at when they're planning. And you know, I think hopefully by the end of this, somebody's going to say, I can get my health insurance, my employer benefit insurance, and I can get a little bit of life insurance for under X dollars, and that gives them a perspective. So yes, Louis, please share with us.
I'll give you a quick example. If you had the accident disability policy, it's probably about $8 per paycheck per person. If a person ends up getting injured at work, then they're going to be able to use that benefit to pay for their accident at work. Plus, if you're working in an area and everybody has workers' comp, this is actually money in your pocket on top of workers' comp. So let's say you have a workers' comp injury, then you have your Allstate benefits, and then you do your wellness visits. Then you're going to be maximizing that policy. And like I said, it's $8 a month. So let's say, for example, you pay $300 per year, and you use those benefits, your actual wellness benefits, and your wellness benefits that you chose were $75 per benefit. Well, you get 2 wellness benefits per year, and during those 2 wellness benefits, you just cut your yearly price in half just by going to the wellness benefits. And wellness benefits are basically just going to the doctor. I did mine with my eye exam, and they're very, very simple. You go to the female exams, anything, and that wellness benefit will kick in and basically cut your amount in half. For the employers, it's no cost to them.
So it's a great way for employers who are not offering insurance benefits right now to give the employee an option. So Louis, I appreciate that. We're going to come back to you in just a bit to kind of look at some of that.
Okay.
But I sure would like to move over to Ansel and Heidi. I'm sure you guys spoke before, so I know what you guys are talking about, but I'm just going to turn over to you to talk about health benefits. That has been one of the biggest questions that we've had is health insurance during this time, and even some tips on maybe going to the doctor. And that's some of the stuff we get. We're still trying to put together a medical webinar for some of those questions that are being asked, and we need to get the answers, but we're going to turn it over to you guys.
Well, cool. Thank you so much for having us. Again, I'm Ansel Lane. I'm the Small Business Outreach Director with Be Well NM. We've got Heidi Harnest here, and she is a wonderful agent with the Lorraine Y. Chavez Agency. Both Be Well and the LYC are proud members of the Hispano Chamber, so we're happy to be here. Thanks so much. We're going to be talking about health insurance today. I have a little presentation that I'm going to throw up on the screen here, so give me 1 second. Get that taken care of for us. Alrighty. Can everybody see the screen okay? Yep, good. All right, perfect. So again, it is a awesome day to be here. Thank you so much. So one of the things we're going to talk about is the collaboration between Be Well NM, the Department of Human Services or Medicaid, and the New Mexico Medical Insurance Pool. So they've all teamed up to make sure that New Mexicans have affordable access to health care. Every New Mexican will have access to comprehensive health services across the board. There's premium subsidies and assistance available for those who qualify. This is something that's kind of been enacted to make sure that we're tackling the COVID-19 public health situation and making sure that all New Mexicans are taken care of in this trying time. Here's a little chart. This is all available on the Be Well NM website, and this kind of breaks down all the differences between each one and what's going to be right for each person. Just to make things real simple, the HSD Medicaid is usually for folks that need income assistance. They're maybe economically disadvantaged or on the lower end of income. The medical insurance pool is oftentimes for folks that have a hard time insurance coverage for a variety of reasons, a high risk pool, if you will. And then Be Well NM is where the majority of New Mexicans are going to fall in, whether it's through individual plans, family plans, or through small business insurance. That's where the majority of New Mexicans are going to be. Now, the federal government has mandated that there will not be a special enrollment period. Now, a lot of people are kind of wondering, well, I saw, California, they had a special enrollment. Well, they're on their own health insurance exchange system. We're on the federal system. So the federal government has decided there won't be an open enrollment period. So there's just special enrollment for folks who, are in specific or, difficult situations. Say you've lost your job or you're self-employed and your income has fallen because of coronavirus. Whether there's, a marriage, people coming together, divorced people coming apart, more people in the family, children being born. You have a 60-day enrollment period after all of those to get signed up for insurance. So that's real simple. It's all on bewellnm.com. There's plans for individuals. There's plans through small business as well. There's tons of brokers available to make sure everything is easy. Great brokers like Heidi who can make sure that everything is taken care of from point A to point B. We're really going to be there for you the entire step of the way. But that's an important thing to note, that you have 60 days after the moment. So, if you were laid off because of coronavirus, you have 60 days after that moment, after that day, to get yourself signed up for health insurance. Again, it's all easy, bewellnm.com, and you can take care of everything there. Now, we're just going to go into some of the basics regarding small business health insurance for, some of the business owners that are out there and kind of just touch base on some of that stuff. Now, small businesses can help during this sort of public health situation. Small business owners and managers, they're really the drivers to ensure their employees have coverage and know what their coverage is. Most times employees, they really rely just on their managers, the owners of the business, to find out kind of what's covered, what am I getting, what am I paying for. So it's important that as managers, owners, drivers, people in the community, you let your employees know, especially if you're having to let them go, what their options are. Let them know about that special enrollment period, that they can still get coverage if they've been let go. If they're losing their plan through your business, if God forbid you've had to, shut down operations, you can let your employees know that, even though you're ceasing benefits, these are their options. There are options to help. Now, employers are not required to contribute to their employees' premium, and small businesses can enroll year-round. Like I said earlier, there's brokers, and they're here to help you. So, if you're in the position where, you've furloughed people, you can still keep benefits for folks. And a lot of times small business is the only way that employees are going to be able to keep their benefits. Sometimes if they've been laid off, they may not qualify for the special premium assistance in order to get the health insurance that fits within their budget, but they make too much money to, get the Medicaid, and they don't quite qualify for the medical insurance pool. So just, keeping that in mind, that it's at no cost to the business. The business doesn't have to contribute to the premiums or anything, but it can be a way to make sure that your employees do have the coverage that they need going forward during this, very trying and difficult time. So small business basics, each plan guarantees small business the ability to offer employees the health plans regardless of pre-existing medical conditions. Every single plan covers 10 essential health benefits established by the ACA. Some of those are ambulance care, prescription drugs, chronic disease management, preventative care, etc., things like that. The full list is on bewellnm.com. So each plan offers a choice of, each provider offers a choice of comprehensive health and dental plans provided by private insurance companies, and participating businesses are eligible for tax credits worth up to about 50% of their contributions. Now, in regards to that, I'm going to pass it over to Heidi really quick, and she can kind of talk a little bit more about the tax credits.
Sure, thank you, Ansel. So yes, the tax credits can be very significant for small business. If you do qualify as a small business for the small business healthcare tax credit, you can get a break on costs that you pay for group health insurance. There's some qualifying factors that are involved, just things like, participation, how many employees, what their average income is. So there's a few things in order to qualify for that side of it, but you can also go to BeWellNM's website, and they have a tax calculator on there, so they can see if you're interested in looking, hey, what can I qualify for? You can also reach out to, myself, a broker, Ansel, and we can get you more information on that. Again, we're not, accountants, but we can definitely guide you in that right direction.
And yeah, and the rebates that you get from the tax break can be fairly substantial as well. So, I mean, a lot of times, one of the main things that not only attracts the best employees but retains them as well is benefits, especially during this crazy time. You had touched on it earlier there, Shannon, that basically one of the main things that businesses are trying to do to hold on to their best employees is offer benefits, beef up their benefits package, and especially when things get going again, getting the best employees that they possibly can, benefits are going to be a huge part of that. Now, small business features. Essentially, every employer has the option to select a base plan and give employees the options to choose from any meta level. There are 4 meta levels, 23 total plans there. So say, you're a small business owner and you pick out the silver plan from Presbyterian. If you have an employee that needs a little bit more coverage, they can move up to the gold or platinum plan, or vice versa, move down to the bronze plan at no extra charge to the employer. The employer decides what they want to contribute as either a set dollar amount or a percentage of the premium. Now, this can differ for employees. So if you want to reward somebody that's been with your business for 25 years, really they've been through the hard times with you, you can contribute more to their plan than say somebody that's just started 6-7 months ago. So there's really a lot of flexibility to balance the bottom line for your business while still maintaining your great employees. Now, something that's changed is there's no minimum participation requirement to be eligible for coverage. You just need 2 full-time employees that's not the owner or direct spouse to be enrolled into the small business insurance. And like I said earlier, it might be the best way to ensure that your employees have coverage and it doesn't have to cost the employer or the business any money at all. So I just wanted to say it was nice to meet you guys. I'm Ansel Lane. I'm the Small Business Outreach Director with Be Well and M. Here's my contact info. I'll leave that up just for a quick second. Of course, there's Heidi Harness, and she is wonderful. Seriously, she's with the Lorraine Y. Chavez Agency. They're members of the Albuquerque Hispano Chamber, as is Be Well. We're proud members. We're happy to be here to help service the community and help business owners and employees know what their options are, especially during this crazy time. Now more than ever, it's really important to make sure everybody is covered. Heidi, is there anything else that I missed that you'd like to add before I pop out here?
Not really. Just maybe just a couple of footnotes. I know Shannon, what are some options, or there might be questions like how can I, what's affordable out there. There's a lot of options within Be Well New Mexico with their different healthcare plans and providers that they have, and within those healthcare providers, there's virtual doctor's visits, like for instance, Presbyterian through Be Well, they have virtual doctor's visits. So that can make it easier for employees or employers to provide. How do you go to the doctor during this time? Go do a video visit. So there's a lot of different options there. And it's just a matter of when you have those questions, reach out to us and we can help walk you through the process, what's best for yourself and your employees.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Heidi. Really appreciate it.
So I've learned a lot and I've taken a lot of notes. So I really appreciate all of this. So I want to say that in closing, I want to close up by just kind of doing a little round robin here. And I'm gonna totally go off topic here because in the end, this is about being fun, being community, and taking care of each other. So JP, red or green? No, I'm just kidding. But my question is, you're working from home. I can see everybody behind. I know Louis does a little bit of business at work, and of course, that is his home when it comes to that. But I want to know, what are you doing to distress? Because we're talking about life insurance, health insurance, wellness, and what is it that you're doing to distress during this time?
Oh man, that's a tough question because
please don't tell me I put you on the spot, JP.
I will tell you this, the silver lining in this whole COVID-19 is I've been able to reconnect with my daughters at such a deeper level. Matter of fact, this is so dumb. So my oldest daughter, she really enjoys James Corden, the carpool karaoke's. I don't know if you've ever seen those.
Yes, all over Facebook.
Yeah, they're all over. So
Are
yesterday,
you doing carpool karaoke?
my daughter and I, we did carpool karaoke yesterday. We drove around the neighborhood and we totally were just like emulating James Corden and Billie Eilish and all her favorite.
Oh my God.
It was so much fun. And
You have to record that, JP, and you have to put it on Facebook because that's what makes people laugh and feel good right now. Needed that. That's my best story so far.
we recorded it. We just needed to release it, but it was so much fun. But it just allowed us to reconnect with our family at a greater way.
So what it does is it de-stresses and it gives people that moment of, like you've taken the weight of the world off your shoulders for a few minutes. So I'm super glad that you had that time because I know what it's like to be a workaholic. So I know how you are. Louis, what are you doing to de-stress during this time? Because you're another workaholic. You traded the badge for the book, the log. You're on mute. Louis, you're on mute.
I have a picture here. You might be able to see it. I was up in the mountains yesterday with my Jeep, and we were up there getting muddy and dirty.
Thanks for the invite. I will not forget this.
So we went up and, just a one-day trip, and actually got some really nasty, muddy, rocky areas, and
Great.
actually had to pull somebody out of their mess. But it's still, I guess the runoff's still happening, and there is a lot of snow melting, and there is a lot of mud.
When you're rock crawling and climbing with your Jeep, the muddier, the better.
Isn't that
I'm
crazy?
really
Yeah,
jealous.
totally.
He's my Jeep buddy, so we appreciate that. Thanks, Louis. That's kind of fun. Ansel, what are you doing during this time?
Well, one of my favorite things is actually slow smoking barbecue. So, like most people, I've been working at home. So, one of my favorite things is, I've been doing brisket, chicken breast, pork chops. I've done
Wow.
ribeyes, all sorts of different meat. And I'll just throw them on the slow smoke and, work for 30, 40 minutes, go out and check every, few minutes, make sure it's
Wow.
all at the right temperature. But I mean, they say if you're looking, you ain't cooking. So the best thing is just let it be. And just work. And by the end of the day, you've got delicious smoked meats ready to eat.
Ready for dinner. It sounds like we're going to do a lot of gatherings at Ansel's when this is all over. I can tell.
Oh yeah, I'm ready for it.
Heidi, what are you doing? And if it says something with wine, you're my girl.
Well, I had to move my wine glass out of the video chat screen earlier.
Told you, girl.
No. I think with like also, I think a lot of people are trying to reconnect more with family. Just like, JP was saying, my daughters are 27 and 25 and they live in Dallas. So we do Zoom calls, which we really didn't before. And then like family as well. And, try and stay away from the cork.
Yeah, absolutely. For those of you that don't know, Heidi and I go way back, so we know a thing or two about wine. Well,
Yep.
it's been really great getting to know you guys a little bit better. But I think in the end, one thing that we want to make sure that we are taking away from this is that, and correct me if I'm wrong, JP, there is an insurance policy, a life insurance policy for everybody out there. And the best way for them to connect with you is going to be how, Mr. Espinosa?
Yeah, the two ways you can go to newyorklife.com and find, an office, which is New Mexico. If you do that, it's going to be routed to my office. Number two, you can go to our New York Life, New Mexico Facebook group, and you're going to be able to message us that way. Those will probably be the quickest two ways, and we'll respond very quickly.
Great. And JP has a great team out there. We work with several of them throughout the community and different projects we do. And also want to thank JP and New York Life for being a supporter of our Emprendedores program. So we really appreciate you guys. Thanks a lot, JP. Ansel, question. What I realized is it sounds like the same thing, that there is definitely I guess plans available for all employers of all sizes. And what I really like, and I'm not sure that the public knows, is that that's great, go to the Be Well New Mexico site and do all that, but you guys have strategic partners like Lorraine Chavez Insurance Agency that can actually help people and guide them through this. So share just a second about that.
Absolutely. I mean, there's a huge network of brokers and agents all throughout the state. Now, you can find your broker on the BeWell website. You go to BeWell NM, either in the individual or the small business tab. There's a find a broker page. They're local. They're within every county, or every county is serviced. And yeah, they're local. They're easy. I mean, they're there to help you. It's completely free. Me personally, when I signed up for health insurance, I met with a broker. It took about 30 minutes. I sat down. He walked me through all the plans. They have side-by-side comparison tools. Now, again, all of this is on the internet if you don't want to meet with somebody else, but the brokers really walk you through. They make it so easy and really just a painless process. No one really thinks about like, oh, this is a health insurance. This is going to be the highlight of my day. But seriously, just getting it done, knowing that you're covered, it's an awesome thing for sure.
Heidi, will you tell us how to find you at Lorraine Chavez Insurance Agency?
Sure. I left my contact info in the chat panel. You can also obviously reach me through BeWell New Mexico as well. And just a quick footnote on what Ansel was saying. Working with a broker for this type of, for enrollments or having questions, it's free. It doesn't cost anybody anything. There's they don't add extra cost to your premium. So it's just one of those situations where there's so many questions around healthcare. What's a copay? What's coinsurance? What's my deductible? And that's what the brokers are there for, to help walk you through that process.
Thank you, Heidi. And Louis, I want to close up with you. I first of all want to say congratulations on your second location. It's unfortunate that that we are. Where am I at? I was trying to find. There I am. Okay, I wasn't sure I was muted or not. There we go. It was unfortunate that you opened during the COVID time, so we have yet to celebrate your second grand opening.
Right.
But congratulations on being the #1 Allstate agent in the state and in the high 200s out of 10,000 some hundred across the country. That's a fantastic feat to celebrate. So what I'd like to know is, how can somebody find you? How can we get you either on your phone or on your website? How can we find you particularly?
Okay, well, basically it's pretty easy. I'm not sure, am I up on the screen now?
Yeah, oh, Ansel, can you undo your?
Absolutely, yes, sorry.
So basically I have my contact information here. I have 2 agencies. And first agency is, I have a west side location and an east side, and a west side and a downtown location. And my downtown location is at 216 Marble Avenue Northwest. And my west side location is 6001 Central Avenue Northwest. And you can reach me at these numbers: area code 505-836-2877 or 505-262-1821. Or you can look me up at louissanchez@allstate.com. And does Allstate Benefits cover COVID? Yes, it does. And then some of the highlights I'd like to make sure that we remember is that there's no cost to the employer, and for the employee, that there's no need to qualify, no blood, no urine, no medical exam.
So in closing, I would just like to say, first of all, Louis, your locations are great because your west side is next to Max La Sierra and your downtown location is right next to Marble, 2 of my favorite places in this city. So thank you for being strategic when you planned all that out for me. Just kidding. But I want to say thank you to all of you guys so much. It's been a pleasure. We went a little over, I know, but so excited to chat with you guys. We appreciate everything you're doing in the community, and we'll make sure that everybody reaches out to you when questions arise. You guys have a great Monday out there, and we will see you all tomorrow. We'll be discussing marketing during COVID. Everybody have a great day. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye-bye.